Hello. Oh my gosh. So I literally just had lunch. I was while I was eating, I was looking at the time. I was like, "Mm, mm." But yes, I'm here and I'm well fed and I'm full and I'm really excited. Today is super hot in Georgia. Smoking hot. I the last few weeks actually since last week it's been super hot and the heat wave is just so extreme. It's so crazy and bizarre. I'm just like, oh my god, this is not okay. As much as I love the warmth and feeling the sun and all of that, but it's like, it's really it's a bit much. But anyhow, if you are going outside, whether it's work, school, or you're traveling or going on just mini trips, please stay hydrated and put sunscreen, especially if you are someone who's sensitive to the sun. Apply sunscreen, protect yourself, protect your skin. Okay. Anyhow, as you can see, I'm back in my closet. Yay. Yes, I'm back in my closet. It's really funny because I literally was just thinking of a name to come up with this like for this live chat, and I was thinking of names. I was sitting there before I had started streaming. I was thinking of names. I'm like, what? I just well, I should name it something because if I'm gonna be going live, it's gonna be consistent. Then I need to come up with a creative name. So I've been thinking of names, and I think I found one, but I'm not gonna share it because it has it's not really decided yet. So I'm like, anyhow, today we're going to be talking about K-pop rookie bands. And before we get into it, if you are new here, my name is Karina, and welcome to my live streams on YouTube. Yes, I've been going live as much as I can weekly, making it a new thing and keeping it consistent. And I truly hope that you are doing well. So, without further ado, come and take a seat wherever you are, and let's just sit down and talk about K-pop bands. So, I made a list. So, for this year of K-pop, from last year to this year, K-pop rookies. So, here's the thing. I'm not to be biased, but I'm very picky when it comes down to K-pop bands. And as you know, in the K-pop world, there's a lot of plagiarism that's going on. As if you are a fan or like an OG fan or a new fan or whatever, you would know that yes, it's been kind of there's been a lot of like plagiarism and stuff like that's going on. But there is a few other bands out there that do have different types of concepts and their music and the way how they portray themselves and the energy and the way how they want to be built, their reputation, their image is so it's different, authentic, it's real, it's genuine. So as I am saying, there isn't a lot of new rookie K-pop groups that I'm actually into, surprisingly. There isn't. But there is some that I have gone into and I haven't been able to get out. Like I'm in there. I'm like, I can't get back out. I don't know what to do. I'm stuck in here now. But anyhow, as I was saying, going forth. So one of my favorite bands that I actually got into last year, and the creator of this band, his name is Jay Park. If you guys don't know who Jay Park is, he is a guy who is born and raised in America, and he started off himself as a K-pop idol from was I think it was 2 p.m. back in 2011, and he has some things that he went through, and he went back to America, and he came back to Korea, and he reflected, he came back, and slowly he started to build his own business, his own industry, and he started doing that recently of the last I think 4 years. He started recruiting oh my god, recruiting people and for them to become K-pop trainees and to debut into becoming idols. So as you know, long shot last year when they had debuted, I don't remember the exact month and date when they debuted, but They, let's see, I'm trying to remember. I don't remember the exact date and the month. However, when they debuted, I remember how so many people were sharing their music nonstop. And I saw like, you know, when you go Google and you watch the news, it was like flooded with Long Shot. I was like, what the heck? Who's Long Shot? So I went to go look at it, and it said Jake Park's new first boy group, and I was like, oh my god, what? No way! So I went in and I listened to their first song, Saucing, and I'm like, whoa. So I do know that Long Shot is a rookie group, and there's fans are people, not fans, people are divided between about this group. And you know, like that's your own opinion, that's your own thought. You're entitled to what it is you think and how you feel. That's fine. I personally really like this group. One of the reasons why I actually admire Longshot is because they bring a lot of back of the old K-pop vibes, you know, back then, like in the early 2000s and like the late 90s to early 2000s. It was when the K-pop they had that, I don't know how to describe that vibe, that energy. Kind of like, you know, Shiny and their songs and EXO and Big Bang when they had that era where the music video had a storyline. And that's one of the things I really admired when I was watching Longshot, their music videos. I was like, oh my god, like this is actually amazing. Not only that, I noticed that in the group Longshot, a lot of them sound like Justin Bieber. And I was reading the comments, everybody was like, "Oh my god, this group is like the young and old version of Justin Bieber. Holy cow!" And I had to pause and listen to re-listen some of the verses. I was like, you know, they really do sound like Justin Bieber, like especially the youngest member of Longshot, Lewis. If you really listen to it clearly, he sounds almost exactly like the young version of Justin Bieber. And so I was like, wow, this group is they're so different, they're so unique. It's amazing. And I have to applaud for Jay Park because he did a really good job recruiting those groups. Like, holy bucket. Ugh, I love Longshot. They are just brilliant. They are young. I know. They're young, but they are quite brilliant. They're quite amazing. They are just a little bundle of teenage joy. And they're, you know, I it's not just their debut song that caught my attention, but when they had other songs that came out, like Moonwalking, what was the other song? FaceTime. I think was that it? Was Backseat. Those songs I listened to and I was like, you know, this is actually really good. Like they don't use a lot of autotune. Even if they do use autotune, it's not excessive. It's not to the point where it's extreme. They're just like limited, you know. But I love it. Their visuals, like it has that old K-pop vibes. And come on, you gotta tell me that you actually miss those old K-pop vibes. I know I do. It was really nice to just listen to a song that songs, songs, not song, songs with an S. To listen to those kind of songs where they bring back memories and you go back and you're like, oh, you know, it feels so nostalgic. Like this is amazing. I remember when I think it was an article or an interview where I saw Jay Park. He mentioned that he wanted he I can't remember exactly what he said, but he expressed how K-pop has not been it's changed a lot in many many different ways. And so he mentioned how he wanted his group to bring back the the energy how K-pop used to be. If you look at K-pop, how it had transformed and evolved over time, you know, back then they had started off with a lot of their music video had, you know, a dance break and it had a storyline like, oh, there's a girl or there's a boy and someone's falling in love and they have a love story that's going on. They're talking about romance. And now in K-pop these days, they don't really have a lot of dance breaks. They don't really have a storyline in their music video. It's just kind of there. And so I really appreciate and I'm also really proud to see that J Park is doing something like that because one, as much as I want to say it, I have to admit it's kind of almost like, oh, we're saving K-pop, we're bringing it back. It's bringing that nostalgic vibes, you know, and I love that. Not only that, if you don't know who Longshot is, you need to go look them up. Go look them up. Go listen to their music. They are brilliant. They're amazing. Yes, they are still rookies. God, I think it's gonna be a year since they debuted. I'm not even. Yeah, I can't remember. As I said, I don't remember when they debuted. I know it was sometime last year, but they are pretty popular, and I recommend that you listen to Longshot if you haven't, because you need to. They are so good. They are really, really good. Anyhow, moving forward to the next K-pop group. So this next group that I'm gonna be talking about, they're called Cortez. So if you know who they are, awesome. And if you don't, that is okay. I'm going to talk about them. So here's the thing about this group. They debuted last year. They're under Hive Entertainment. And it's really funny because when I first got into this group, I listened to one song and I was like, it's not my thing. I don't like it. And then months pass, and then I got into that group, and I was like, these songs keep popping out on my YouTube recommendations. Maybe I should just listen to it. So I decided to give it a second chance, and I listened to it. And one thing I noticed that Cortez, their concept is kind of all over the place. That they're branching out, trying new things. And I thought that's actually kind of nice. One, they're teenagers, so they're youthful and they're young, which means that it's always good to explore what kind of genres that you like and figure out what's best for the group. And if you don't like something, then you can pull back. So one of the reasons why I wasn't really a fan of Cortez at first was because their concept was kind of messy. And so I was kind of like zigzag, like, which way are they going? Are they going to the left or going to the right? I don't understand. But this group has a slow effect. Like I I don't know how to explain it, but they have a slow effect. When I first started listening to them, I was like, they're not my thing. I just can't seem to sit down and want to listen to their music. And then over time, their music started to progress and they got better and they caught my attention and I listened to it and I'm like, wow, they're actually really good. They're actually really talented. And I realized how much I actually like the group. So I ended up liking the group more than I had anticipated. And I realized they have a slow effect on you. And there are groups, I have to admit, there are groups that are going to be like that where at first you're like, I don't like this group. They're not, it's their songs, their energy, or just the lyrics, it's just not vibing with me. But then eventually you gradually hear it nonstop and it kind of creeps onto you. You're like, oh, it's a slow effect. So that's what happened with me with Cortez. I have to admit, I was like that. I was like, I'm just gonna accept the fact that I am now in the fandom, and that is okay. So about this group, one of the things I love about them is that they are so unhinged and they're so hilarious. What I admire about them is that they've been exploring types of concepts and genres that they want to do. They're not, I would say they're popular, but their fandom is not big enough, if you understand what I mean. Their fandom is not big enough to the point where everybody knows them and everybody supports them. They're still, I guess you can say they're young. They're teenagers, so you can't really expect anything. But they produce their own music. Some of their music videos are kind of ridiculous, and I love it though. Because I'm like, that's actually pretty creative. It's ridiculous, but it's very creative, and I admire that. So this group, though, as I said, they're really unhinged. They are so funny, and it's so shocking because this whole time, the Martin, who is the leader of Cortez, I thought he was the oldest the entire time. I guess I thought he was oldest because he's the tallest. He's 18, but he's I think 6'2", 6'3". I'm like, God, this guy is a giant for his age. I thought he was the oldest, but it turns out that he's not, and James is actually the oldest. So I was shocked. I was like, James is the oldest, but he's the tiniest member. So I was like, that's so cute. It's adorable. But yes, this group, they have gone through a lot so far, but I really, really do. I'm beginning to love this group a lot more often. Now, the song that actually captivated my attention that made me become more interested in them, I would definitely have to say, I think it was Fashion. Yeah, it was Fashion, and then they had their Red Red album that came out not too long ago, and I was like, wow, the song's actually really good. At first, I didn't really think that I was into the song, the album, and then I find myself singing Red Red, and TNT. I find myself singing the song. I was like, oh, okay, it's clear that I'm interested in the song, and it's clear that I'm already in this group. So moving on forward, as I said, there isn't when it comes to K-pop rookie groups, it's kind of hard to pick them out because there's so many. There's a lot of them. I feel like every year there's probably I'm trying to think of a number, maybe like 20, 30 different types of groups that are being debuted. And unfortunately, there are some groups that they're not being promoted well enough to be well known, although their music might be really good. If you know any good K-pop groups that you listen to that deserves more recognition, please comment down below. I there isn't a lot that I know. Besides Longshot and Cortez, um, there's another group that debuted this year. I'm a little iffy on them. I think they're okay. This group is a girl group. They're called Unchild. So if you have heard of them, yeah. So excuse me. I don't really know how to explain about this group. I do like them, but I'm not exactly a huge fan of them entirely. When their debut song came out, I think it was 2, 3, 4 months ago. Um, yeah, I think it was this past year. I forgot how long ago it was, like 3 or 4 months ago. I watched their debut music video. It was actually really catchy. It was very energetic. It had this very extreme, young, youthful, teenage girl vibes. Teenage girl vibes, and it had that, and I really love that. And one of the biggest things about Unchild is that it's very rare to see K-pop girls in the industry who are very bright, like bright colors, young personality, outgoing, and like extremely bubbly. And so that was the kind of energy that I was receiving from them when I was watching the music video. I was like, they're very oh my god, I'm like, I feel like I'm gonna burp. They're very outgoing. The music video is so energetic. I know, I'm burping. Yeah, I'm burping. Sorry, excuse me. But anyways, they are quite young. I don't know the age range for them, but one of the reasons I'm a little iffy on them is because of their name of the group, Unchild. I just find that a little unusual. I was like, I have mixed feelings about that name, but like, okay, I don't know what to say about that. They had a song that recently came out too. I didn't listen to it, but I do like in the direction that they are going. I think it's kind of nice. It's different, and I hope that they continue to go. And I wish the best for them. Although I may not be a fan of their name that they have created, I do see what it is they're trying to do. So now, moving forward, another K-pop group that I absolutely, oh my god, I love. This is the first group that is actually like they're representing something completely different. So, Big Ocean, I guess they're kind of rookies. Let's see, it's been what I think a year and a half, 2 years since they debuted. I guess I think yeah, I think around that range. But they are one of the K-pop groups that is completely different. So if you don't know Big Ocean is the first ever K-pop that is where members are actually hard of hearing. The first ever. And I was really surprised. I was like, in the K-pop industry, there is not a lot of that. Like, you don't see that, you don't hear it, and people don't talk about it in Korea. And so, when they had come forth and said that, we're Big Ocean and we are all of our members, we are hard of hearing and we're representing for this, the deaf community. And I thought that is actually really empowering. It is they're showcasing that just because you're hard of hearing doesn't mean that, oh, you can't become an idol. And I was really drawn to that. I was like, that's really inspiring. That's really empowering. And they mentioned that at their concerts and they're in their fandom, most of their fans are from the deaf community. So I was like, that's actually I love the fact that they built like a safe space for people who are similar like them. And I'm like, that is something that we need in the K-pop. And as I'm the kind of person when it comes to K-pop industry, I look for something different. I don't really like the basic things. I need something that represents something unique, something that's not repetitive. As we know, in K-pop, a lot of things are constantly and continuously being repeated. Like, oh, it's the same girl group, the same style, same concept. Oh, it's the same thing. They have 12 members. Oh, okay. What's next? And for Big Oceans, there's 3 members and they're representing hard of hearing. And I'm like, I love that. They have really good songs, and the best part is that in their choreography, they do sign language. They incorporate sign language in their choreography, and I was like, that's actually really cool. That's actually really, really cool. And I have never thought about incorporating sign language into choreography. Like, that's a pretty damn awesome move, and that's really creative. If you don't know who they are, you should definitely go and look them up and look at their choreographies, listen to their song. It's really good. Okay, so another group that is kind of new. I think it's been like a year since they debuted. I don't keep up with them that much, but I think it's been a year, but I don't stay up to date with them that often. However, I do support their music. Was it verse one or one verse? Something along that line. But this group is also very unique and very different. So one of the members from that group is actually from Arkansas. I know. How often do you see a K-pop idol from the southern states? It's very rare. Very rare. So when I heard about that, I was like, oh my god, I'm from the south too, and he's from the south. How awesome is that? So it's pretty epic. But in that group, other than their southern boy, in that group they also have their first North Korean member, and he talked about his story of what it was that he went through, and it was I need a sip. He talked about what he went through and the challenges that he had to overcome and how he wanted to become a K-pop idol. And so I was like, this group is quite amazing, and I love that they're doing things that are different. We need more of this in the K-pop industry. We need more people who are representing different eras of life other than just the same thing that's being seen and things that we already know about. But yes. So right now, that's pretty much all the K-pop groups, the rookie groups that I really know and listen to at the moment. If you know any more, please comment down below and let me know if there's other groups that you are currently listening to or the ones that you're looking forward. I would love to know more if you have any more important information because we love K-pop. K-pop is great. Any and it's okay if you're not a K-pop fan. That's totally fine too. That's totally fine. It's totally fine. Anyhow, I had a great time talking about these 3, 4, 5 K-pop bands and kind of just chatting a little bit what I thought of them and just like a little bit of their background and who they are and what they done and what I personally my perception of them and what I like about them. So, but yes. So, I am going to give me a second. What is going on? Okay, here we go. But yes, so I just want to say that I really hope that you enjoy this live me just rambling about K-pop rookie bands. And again, if you know any K-pop groups, please, you're more than welcome to comment down below and let me know which group that you are interested in or groups that you recommend that you want me to look at. I'm open. So I hope that you have a wonderful Friday, whether wherever you are, morning, afternoon, or evening. I hope that you're doing well and that you continue to stay hydrated and eat delicious food.